Meet Will, one of the toughest and meanest characters in Outlaws. Will, like most characters, begins a shootout with 4 actions. When Will's action counter is drawn from the cup, it is his turn to take actions. Will is going to show us around the town of Deadrock. Let's see what he can see. Will has a 90-degree field of vision that spreads out from his own square. The red shaded area shows what he can currently see. The walls of the saloon stop him seeing inside. However, he can see into the square just beyond the window. Looking down the alley to his left, he can only see a few squares down. Usually a field of vision check is traced from the centre of the character's square to the centre of the target square. Will is showing us what he can see down the side of the saloon. The 2 green arrows do not cross anything that would block his field of vision and are therefore clear. However, the red line clips the corner of the saloon, and so his vision is blocked by it. Will is now going to mosey over to the saloon and get a drink. All the actions that Will can take are on the play aid. The ones Will be using are the movement actions. He spends the first of his 4 actions on a walk turn. He can move into any of the 3 squares to his front. A walk turn action allows him to move a square and turn to face a new direction. The turn can be before or after the move. He decides to just move forward. The boardwalk in front of him does not impede his movement, but the horse rail to his right would require a clamber over action as well as a walk turn action to cross it. He spends another action, then moves onto the boardwalk and turns towards the saloon door. Next, he moves again and turns to look into the saloon through the window. He now is adjacent to the window and can look inside. As standing characters that are adjacent can see through a window to the squares beyond. He spots Alex drinking at a table, the man responsible for his brother's death. Will has suddenly appeared in Alex's field of vision, so he can attempt a snapshot reaction. As Alex does not have any gun in his hand, he can't attempt a shot at Will, but he could dive down below the table to get some cover. Here is Alex's character card. He is unwounded and so has 4 actions. To react to seeing Will at the window, he will need to roll 4 or less to use the hit the dirt action. He rolls a 3 and is successful. Hit the dirt actions have 0 action cost, and so Alex will have no penalties when he next activates. Alex hits the dirt and drops prone. In Outlaws, terrain and objects are either classed as high or low. High objects are walls and objects a standing man cannot see over. Low objects are generally around waist height. Now that Alex is prone, he is not visible to Will, and vice versa. When a character is prone and a low object is closer to them than their opponent, then it blocks field of vision. The tables and chairs are low objects and are closer to Alex, as they're in his square, than Will. Will has only a single action remaining, but that is enough to draw his trusty Colt 45 into his favoured right hand. Will is happy with the protection offered by the window and remains standing, looking into the saloon. Alex's action counter is drawn next. He finds himself in a tight spot. He has 4 actions and so draws his Colt 41 for 1 action. He could crawl through the tables, but decides instead to take Will on. He spends his 2nd action to stand up. Doing so enables Will to attempt a snapshot at Alex as he's just become visible. Will is armed with a handgun and wants to try a shot at Alex. With 4 actions available, he will need to roll 4 or less. He rolls a 1, and so he can take the shot. When a character successfully takes a snapshot shoot action, they can only take the cheapest and quickest shoot action available. In this case, a shoot handgun action for 1 action cost. 1 bullet is expended, and as a snapshot uses a character's future actions, he is marked with an action loss counter to show he'll be 1 action down when he next activates. Owners of previous editions of the game can use a snapshot counter in lieu of the new action loss markers. The shot is then resolved. Shooting in Outlaws uses custom gun dice. The handgun die is rolled and the result is a miss. Alex, with his 2 actions remaining, takes a steady aim shot. This is a more accurate shot and uses 2 actions. The number of handgun symbols on his card indicate that he can take all 3 different handgun actions, from the quickest shoot action through to the most accurate best shot. By taking a steady aim, Alex unlocks one of the gun die faces that would normally be a miss. He expends a bullet. He rolls a 4 and has his handgun skill of 2 for a total of 6. The range to Will is only 2 squares. As he has rolled more than double the range, he gains an aim advantage. Looking at the Colt 41, you can see 2 numbers separated by a slash in the lower right corner. The second number is the number of wound counters that can be drawn, and the first is a number that can actually be used. As Alex gained an aim bonus, he may draw an extra wound token. So he will draw 2 and use one of them. Alex draws the wounds one at a time. The first drawn is a leg hit. That would also cause Will to fall. Now, as Will is using window frame as a cover, he can ignore some wound results. The play aid has a handy reminder what wounds cannot be used. You can see that the window allows Will to ignore all belly, non-gun arm shoulder, prone and leg wounds. So Alex returns the wound to the wound cap and draws another. Next, a left shoulder wound is drawn, with the added effect of dropping whatever was held and the arm being out of action for the rest of the shootout. Thankfully, Will is right-handed, and so the wound is discarded. As Alex could not use any of these wounds, but his shot was on target, an action lost counter is placed on Will's character card. The shot may have missed, but it was mighty close. Close enough for Will to flinch. Will thought that was mighty close, and now having 2 action lost counters, he will only have 2 actions when he next activates. Alex still has an action remaining and could shoot again, although it would be a worse shot than his steady aim. Will attempts a snapshot action, which a character can always do after they've been shot at. He wants to duck down below the window by taking a hit the dirt action. As he only has 2 actions due to his action losses, he will need to roll 2 or less. He rolls a 2 and drops prone out of sight of Alex. Alex uses his last action to move towards the door, thinking if he's quick enough he might catch Will still prone outside. This is the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, coming up shortly.